Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
Another drive home, another round of snow showers. We'll see how long these are going to take to get out of here. Sean?
Now live at 5 o'clock on Local 4, the Local 4 defenders taking you inside new federal indictments against the men charged with wanting to kidnap the governor.
Okay, Sean, but we begin with live pictures as the FDA's advisory panel just votes on the Moderna vaccine. The FDA's vaccine advisory panel just voted on whether to recommend Moderna's coronavirus vaccine for an emergency use authorization.
And for the past 8 hours, the panel of independent experts has been reviewing the safety, efficacy, and implications of recommending the second vaccine, and they have just voted to pass it.
Our vaccine uses our body's own cells to activate the immune system. It enables these cells to make only the part of the virus that is critical for the immune system to recognize.
Moderna had the advantage of watching last week's review of Pfizer's vaccine and came prepared to answer the anticipated questions.
We have actively scrutinized our safety data to identify and analyze possible cases of anaphylaxis. We found no cases suggestive of anaphylaxis to mRNA 1273.
Moderna said there are key differences between their vaccine and Pfizer's, but they will continue to closely monitor recipients for any sign of allergic reactions. Moderna also addressed concerns about the mRNA in the vaccine, saying it is quickly eliminated naturally by the body.
The mRNA is generally gone by around 24 hours. So the protein sticks around longer than the mRNA.
There was significant discussion about the impact Pfizer's authorization has already had on Moderna's participants. More than 25% of Moderna's volunteers are healthcare workers who are now eligible to get Pfizer's vaccine.
We are currently, since the EUA authorized last week, having substantial dropout from study participation given the increasing availability of vaccines. This dropout undermines the data integrity and what can be learned. We must be proactive to ensure that the best choice is for our participants to remain in the study.
Moderna has promised using vaccine left over from the clinical trial to vaccinate those in the placebo group to encourage them to remain in the study. And that ongoing data is important to monitor the long-time safety, also to allow Moderna and Pfizer to apply for a full approval from the FDA. That we expect will happen in the late spring. And the breaking news in the battle against the COVID-19, the FDA's Vaccine Advisory Panel, as we said at the top of the newscast, just voting to recommend the FDA grant an emergency use authorization for the Moderna vaccine.
The vote was 20 in favor to 0 against, with 1 abstention. A reminder, the FDA does not have to follow these recommendations of the advisory committee, but it is widely expected to do so. That decision could come as early as tomorrow.
Once the green light is given, Operation Warp Speed, ready to begin shipping nearly 6 million doses of Moderna's vaccine across the U.S. That's double the number of doses initially available from Pfizer. It'll also allow far more people in the top priority groups to soon be vaccinated. So much more on this breaking news coming up here tonight at 6 and on NBC Nightly News, which you'll see here at 6:30. Now, that doesn't even begin to talk about the impact a second authorized vaccine would have on the other trials that are ongoing.
For reaction to today's meeting, let's turn to our Dr. Frank McGeorge. So, Frank, what stood out about this review to you, especially compared to last week's?
Well, you know, Kim and Devin, Moderna clearly benefited by going second and was able to address a lot of the issues up front and have the additional data that the experts wanted already prepared. Now, the allergy concern is definitely not going away. We've now had 2 reactions to Pfizer's vaccine in Alaska, in addition to the 2 in the UK. The FDA did say that they anticipate there could be more reactions as the vaccine is rolled out more widely, and they are now working with Pfizer to revise the fact sheet for their vaccine to really highlight the importance of monitoring people closely after they're vaccinated and make sure that the vaccine is given in a facility where medical equipment for managing serious allergic reactions, for example, is immediately available. And they really do plan to highlight those same precautions with Moderna as well.
All happening as the Pfizer vaccine is being given to healthcare workers across the country. And today, Doc, that included you.
Yeah, that's right. I got an email last night from Henry Ford that I was now eligible to receive the vaccine. And this afternoon, I rolled up my sleeve. I'll have much more on that experience coming up at 6. But I will say that I am feeling fine. And as always, it only hurt for a second. Back to you.
That's good. Can't wait to hear more about it coming up at 6. Okay, Doc, thank you. Well, let's talk about today's coronavirus numbers. The state reports 4,024 new cases of COVID-19 in the past 24 hours. That's almost right in line with yesterday's total. 190 new deaths are also being reported, including 125 from a review of past vital records.
Michigan State University's 2020 football season is now officially over. University of Maryland has canceled this weekend's game between the two programs. Maryland says COVID-19 cases within its program led to the cancellation. It's the second time this season, in fact, that Maryland has had to cancel a game with Michigan State due to the virus. So the Spartans season ends with a 2-5 record. Bernie will have more on the Spartans coming up a little later on in sports.
All right, now to major developments in the alleged plot to kidnap Governor Gretchen Whitmer.
6 men have now been indicted by a federal grand jury and will stand trial in the case. We bring in defender Sean Lay live with, in fact, more disturbing new evidence that came to light today. Sean.
And Devin and Kimberly, don't forget this case is also all about COVID-19. These men allegedly outraged by the moves the governor made when the virus came into the state. And today, you're right, new evidence, a big piece of evidence in the indictments pointing right at one man from right here in Metro Detroit. The federal indictment reads the object of the conspiracy was to unlawfully seize, confine, kidnap, abduct, and carry away and hold for ransom and reward or otherwise the governor of the state of Michigan. The federal charge is coming down on alleged ringleader Adam Fox, Ty Garbin of Heartland, Caleb Franks of Waterford, Daniel Harris of Orion Township, and Brandon Caserta from Canton. The local 4 defenders first showing you this traffic stop made by Canton police last summer as the feds say the men were plotting to kidnap the governor. Caserta stopped by police for not having up-to-date insurance. He was not ticketed. Caserta, who expresses extreme anti-government views, was enraged, allegedly telling the group he could find and shoot the officers. In the federal indictment, new information about Caserta. The government says he made a video message for the group as the group was suspected of surveilling the governor's summer home. Caserta allegedly saying, quote, if they encountered police during a reconnaissance, they should give the officers one opportunity to leave and kill them if they did not comply. That same day, the feds moved in and arrested members of the group in Ypsilanti. The defenders are told the FBI believed its informant inside the group had been compromised, and it was time to make arrests. The group had reportedly said they wanted to make their move on the governor before the November election. All 6 men, including Barry Croft from Delaware, pleading not guilty in federal court via video in Grand Rapids today. One defense attorney telling the defenders today no surprises in today's indictment and today's court hearings. They're going to look for potential surprises when the government hands over all the evidence in this case to defense attorneys and the defendants. That'll happen in mid-January. We're live tonight. Sean Lay, Local 4 Defenders.
Okay, Sean, thank you.
Well, perhaps we've seen a little bit of snow coming down just in time for the evening commute. We can finally get ready to get done with this stuff, huh?
Yeah, let's get over to Ben to see what we've got coming later tonight, Ben.
Didn't we just do this yesterday, guys?
Yeah.
Looks very oddly similar to what we were showing you at 5 p.m. yesterday. Just blanketed the area with light snow. Some of these snow showers are leading to some minor accumulations. Others are not. And usually that threshold is below 2 miles visibility, and right now that's pretty much in the south zone. You can see north of there's a couple pockets, Pontiac reporting a mile, maybe some spots, of course, in between these reporting stations where it's a little bit more intense, but the accumulation should be minor and are really going to last only through about 8 p.m. tonight, and then we'll see things start to taper off as we get into the evening hours. Temperatures down into the 20s. We do have milder air on the way. We'll discuss that, and also the Christmas forecast looks very, very interesting. We'll leave it at that.
Oh, interesting.
Fill in the gaps in a few minutes,
That's
guys.
a good tease. Okay, Ben, thank you. An election audit in Antrim County is complete, and President Trump gained 12 votes. The state and bipartisan group of clerks spent the day hand tallying every vote cast for president in that county. Antrim County made national news when a mistake made by the clerk showed the Republican-leaning county going for Joe Biden. Well, the error was fixed, and President Trump ended up with more votes. But it sparked a flood of unproven fraud allegations. Coming up at 6, our Mar McDonald takes a deeper dive into why this small Michigan county became such a central focus in the election.
With the year winding down and time running out, lawmakers are pushing to find middle ground on a COVID relief bill that could help millions of struggling Americans make it through the holidays. Alice Barr with the latest tonight from Washington. Alice?
Devin, after months of stalemate, Democrats and Republicans appear to each be giving ground to make room for a rare compromise in the midst of an historic crisis. A desperate dash on Capitol Hill as lawmakers race to prevent a government shutdown and pass a COVID relief bill before the holiday break.
We're going to stay right here, until we're finished.
Bipartisan negotiations finding new urgency in the lame duck Congress as the pandemic intensifies, forcing more businesses to close. New unemployment numbers out today show a higher than expected 885,000 Americans filing for the first time. And in the middle of that pain, millions are set to lose unemployment benefits the day after Christmas.
We see food lines of people who never, ever in their lives expected to have to go to a food kitchen to support their families. It is a crisis.
Lawmakers are hammering out the details of a $900 billion package expected to include a new round of stimulus checks, likely about $600 for those who qualify based on income, extended federal unemployment benefits of about $300 a week, and more money for small businesses struggling to stay afloat. The framework does not include money for state and local governments, liability protection for businesses, or significant support for the hard-hit restaurant industry. Democrats say they're willing to compromise because they're counting on a bigger COVID relief package next year once President-elect Joe Biden takes office. In Washington, Alice Barr, Local 4.
All right, Alice, they've spent years demanding Marathon make things right, and now they are.
New tonight, what the company is pledging to do for some folks living in the shadow of the Detroit refinery.
Also, it'll make you think twice before complaining about the snow here. We'll show you what parts of the East Coast have been dealing with today. Victor.
Imagine paying a deposit, moving into a home, and then finding out after paying rent all those months, you've been paying the wrong guy. That's exactly what happened here on Detroit's West Side, and I'll have that story coming right up.